Okay, I don't seem to. Give me just a minute. Okay, I don't seem to. Good. I'm good. Okay, it's almost 2 o'clock. I have put a list of what we need for this tutorial. Tell me if you hear me okay. I see that there's like 5 people on. I'm going to have to keep moving my mouse all over the place. And so I have put a necessary on the both on the discussions tab of the channel and on the Facebook page. And I said we will need pearl, white pearl, and either pearlescent or mica powders. And also, if you want a nicer effect, it's good to have some translucent. I always do the mother of pearl, kind of mixing half and half white pearl and translucent. So if anybody has any problems hearing me, please say something in chat. For some reason, I see myself backwards. The image is mirrored. Oh, well. It's always something. So, it's 2 o'clock. We will be doing a Maori fish hook, and I've been trying to figure out how to put a photo in the broadcast, and I cannot figure that out. So my only other way of showing you how a Maori fish hook is, it's usually very stylized. And the shape we are going to do today will be one of the simplest ones. And that way we will not need any kind of bail for it. So practically, yes, I will be getting my little drawing thing. If I can find, of course, something has to be missing. Oh, there you go. The fish hook looks like this, pretty much. Make sure I see. I'm trying to wait until I see the notebook in the photo. There's a slight delay. Okay, so the fish hook practically you have a fish hook normally like this. And the Maori amulets are very stylized. So you will still have this shape that's a little bit thicker here. Then usually here you have kind of like a double hook. And then here it goes like this, then it forms a bail. It doesn't matter if it's bone, if it's mother of pearl, or if it's jade. There's a hole here, and then there's another little shark tooth-like thing. So it pretty much looks like this. Why is my... Okay, for some reason I had the image. Hello, Cecile, and hello, Bitik. Okay, so this is the hook. It's actually, for some reason, the video is mirrored. I don't know why. So this area is actually a little bit thicker, like this. And of course, we will not be making it this big, but I drew it big so you can see. We will actually make it about, I don't know, 6 centimeters, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. But first of all, we need to do the mother of pearl. And actually, we have here 2 tutorials. One with the mother of pearl and the other one with the Maori amulet. So as I said, I normally mix half and half white pearl and translucent. If you have only white pearl, it's fine. It just, the effect doesn't look as natural. It's a little bit too glittery. Is there enough light? Should I turn on the lights, some other lights? Can you see me well? If anybody has any problem, please say in chat. So first I will be mixing the white pearl and the translucent, and it's all primo. You probably, people from Europe, you work with Cernit. I know that Cernit is more readily available in Europe, and I know that they have absolutely wonderful colors as well. It's on the small. Remember, whenever you want to check if your translucent is well mixed, hold it against the light or put it on a white surface. Here the white doesn't help because we are mixing it with white, but if you hold it against the light, you'll be able to see if you mixed well. So mine still needs a little bit more, but then it will get mixed with the tints. And if you do not have colored tints, you can use mica powders and even alcohol inks or permanent markers. Just be careful and use, remember what I was telling you, that translucent and white as well take color very strongly. So better mix just a little bit at a time. Then because you can always add, but you cannot take out. And if you run out of translucent or white pearl, then it's kind of hard to do a realistic mother of pearl. Okay, so I have here 4 colors of pearlescent, and I actually have bright green. I have bright green. I have, oh, I think this is Phrygia, peacock pearl, and violet. But you see, I have just itty bitty amounts of it. So I will cut my clay in 4 and mix just a little bit of, actually I'm going to mix half of this first, because remember that translucent always darkens a little bit when it bakes. So I will mix half of it first, see how it looks like, and then mix more if I see that it's not tinted enough. And don't be worried, we will be in time. It's very easy to make mother of pearl. It's one of the easiest. Abalone and pawa are a little bit more complicated, but mother of pearl is very easy. And you need at least 2 colors to get a realistic mother of pearl. And usually the best is red and blue. But if you have gold mica powder, that's okay. Yeah, I do need the rest. At least for the green. But in order to get a realistic color, remember that you see all those iridescent hues in the mother of pearl. And you pretty much need that. So my green is good. Let's do the pink. And again, I'm starting first with half of that little itty bitty quantity. Because I'm the most worried about the pink and the peacock pearl, because they are a little bit stronger as colors go. I have no idea why my own image keeps getting frozen. Anybody else has issues with frozen image? It might be because I'm stressing so much the connection. And see, I think that for the pink, this should be enough. I'm not going to add the other half. Now let's see the blue. And again, with the mica powders, use just a little bit. The mica powders do tint pretty strongly. So use first just a little bit. And as a general idea, if you want to avoid, because you know how when you add mica powder to clay, it kind of gets all scrungy. It's a good idea to actually put a little bit of TLS on the clay surface, and then with your finger mix the mica powder in the TLS first and then mix the clay. So yeah, I think that this should be good. Still a little worried about that pink being too pink. And the purple. The purple actually can get the rest. And of course, after the event is over, I will post another short video with the piece after it's baked. Okay, it's been like, gods, over 15 years since I talked French. I will try. Now, don't laugh at me if I don't say things correctly. So, on doit mettre très peu de couleur parce que le translucent et le perle se colorent très facilement. Et n'oubliez pas que le translucent sera plus foncé lorsqu'on le cuit. Alors, tu dois être très attentif et non pas mettre trop de couleurs. All right, now we are going to make little sausages and actually make kind of a gradient Skinner blend. Maintenant, on fait des petits saucissons de toutes les couleurs. Et ce que je disais était qu'on peut donner la couleur au blanc pearl avec d'autres pearls ou avec de la poudre de mica. Hello, Oregon. And be careful, don't trap air. And let's try and make these about the same length. It doesn't really matter the order you're putting them in. Whichever order. And now you treat it exactly like a normal Skinner blend. Et maintenant, on fait un Skinner blend de tout ça. L'ordre des couleurs n'importe pas. Mais payez attention au Skinner blend lui-même. Faites-le avec un joli gradient. So don't forget the thickest setting. You don't want the sheet to start wiggling on you. And also, careful with all the little air bubbles. Translucent has the habit of getting air bubbles and including air trapped in it, which is called moonies. I know it's a little bit more difficult to work with this Skinner blend because it's so pale, but nevertheless, you need to be careful to not mess up the lines. And don't forget, if you ask me something, it will take a few seconds for me to see your question in chat because there's a slight delay. And we are getting there. We are almost there. As I said, it's a little bit more difficult to see where you are in your Skinner blend because it's so pale. C'est un peu difficile de faire un Skinner blend dans des pearls pastel parce que les couleurs sont si pâles. And my image went out. No, it didn't. And we are still on the thickest setting. Hello, Canada. Okay, now let's get ready for the final. And we are going to roll it because we want to bring in these ragged ends. So be careful with the lines. Make sure you have no air here. And we will go this time first on the thickest setting. And it's okay if it gets wider. It's just fine. So we go in first on the thickest setting. And it should look like this at this point. Then go on a medium setting. And you see it just lengthens. And then go on the thinnest setting. Alors, on va de l'épaisseur la plus grosse à l'épaisseur la plus mince. Was that correct? So we have something like this, and you see that I did not go as usual in length, because what you need a long skinny thing here, as what we are going to do is to fold it. Remember that we are dealing with pearlescents, so there will be quite a bit of mica shift in all this, but you will not be able to see it until you actually bake it. I'm making kind of a fan. And now we can take whatever, you know, even a toothpick, and just make a few dips here, as we want a little bit of movement in those layers. Let me make these a little bit deeper. Let's make some on this side as well. We are almost done. Oui, je l'ai fait quand j'ai pas de problème comme là. La semaine dernière. Mais j'utilise plus ce software. Je vais seulement avec Google Hangouts. All right, now we need a sheet of white. You should have this at this point. Let me move my mouse again. I know I got white out here. Where's my... And probably most of you are familiar with the watercolor torn paper technique. And this is fairly similar. And we probably will not use all of this because I don't think we will need all of this. I just made it like that, but it's kind of difficult to make a very small quantity. So prepare yourself a white sheet on the thinnest setting. Make sure that it is well conditioned. And get it on a wax paper, actually. And now we are going to cut slices. So you have the rose going that way, right? My image is, no, it's okay. So you turn the cane on its end and you cut a couple of slices like this. And get it through the pasta machine on the thinnest setting. I don't know if you can see. Il sera posté. Tu vas pouvoir le voir quand tu retournes à la maison. Okay, so we have these two little things, and exactly like in the watercolor technique, we start getting little pieces, and it's okay to overlap them. Just try not to get the same color. And if you hear weird noises, I live near an Air Force base, so sometimes there are airplanes flying. A bientôt. We will not cover this with translucent like normally it's done with the torn paper technique, because with the torn paper technique it is done so you can sand it. Because obviously if you put acrylic on the clay and you bake the clay, if you try to sand it, you will sand the acrylic away. But here, because we don't use any kind of media on top of the clay, we don't have to put any kind of translucent on top of it. Now, remember from time to time to actually overlap. And if you see that you have too much of a color in one spot, just put another color. I'm still a little worried that that pink will show too strong. And you can use, as mica powders go, you can use the blue, you can use the green, you can even use the gold. Don't use colors that cannot be found actually in the natural mother of pearl. So don't use colors like deep violet or russet or any kind of duo colors, because even if it sounds like an interference color would be okay, it actually doesn't, because the mother of pearl does not have interference. It has all these layers, but it does not have interference. one layer, one spot will have the same color no matter which direction you look at it. So we will use this, we will sculpt the amulet first, and then we will use this to cover it. Now, if you're making this sheet later, and you want to make something that will kind of be double-faced, you know, because you can make earrings that you don't want any backing on. You can, what you do, you actually just turn this on the other side, and you add here too the pearlescent. And I missed a spot here. Why did I miss a spot here? And now, of course, I'm first trimming this to remove all the white I'm not using. And you will see it does look very realistic until you actually bake it. Because, you know, and you've seen in my tutorial with the 3D ripple blade effect, what a huge change it is between the raw clay and the baked clay. Ce que je disais est que vous ne pourrez pas voir l'effet final que lorsque vous cuisez l'argile polymérique, parce que les pearls n'obtiennent pas cet effet de mica shift que lorsqu'elles sont cuites. Et dans mon tutoriel avec le 3D effect, c'est très évident. Okay, now I trimmed it, and then I will use this white to actually make the amulet out of. But let's finish this first. I'm going with the roll over. And see, when you go with the roll, you can actually see if you missed any spots. You can just take a little bit of slice and cover those spots. It's very easy for me to miss them because I keep watching all over the place, the monitor and the control room and everything. But make sure that you don't have any spots through which you can see. I mean, at the edge it's okay, but not in the middle of your sheet. Make sure you have no spots through which you can see the white. See, I'm cutting very, very thin pieces, so I don't have to cut another big sheet. And I'm practically covering all these little naked spots that I left here. I did not come up with this technique. I had a different technique, and that's the one that I mostly use for the abalone. It's slightly different. Why I'm using this one is actually from Helene Jeanclaude, Les Ethiopiques, because it's a very short one, and it's very nice and very realistic, but I thought that it's the best for a live event that I am trying to keep at 1 hour. So let's get it through. See, I got it. Let me try and get this. Just a minute. I'm trying to get this focused so you can see the. So this is the way it is now. You can see a little bit the effect. And let me pass it through the pasta machine. And you'll see, and that's why I told you have to break itty bitty pieces of it, because once you get it through the pasta machine, it will be much bigger. And see, I'm still worried about that pink. And this is how it looks like after you get it through the pasta machine. But again, you will not be able to see the full effect until you actually bake it. Okay. Now let's put this to the side and do the amulet. Bonsoir, Lilou. So let's make sure that this is well stuck together. Oui, c'est moitié translucent, moitié perle blanc. Et après, j'ai fait le mix. Ensuite, j'ai ajouté un très peu des autres perles pour la couleur. So you saw, and it's actually, the amulet is a little flat. So I'm going to make a little sausage. You know what? It's getting a little dark. I think it's getting cloudy. Let me try and see how it is with the light on. Let's see how it is now. And I am going to taper it a little bit towards one end. Is it better this way? And of course, at the other end too, but I want at one end the tapering to be longer. So this would be about the shape of the sausage you want. See, more tapered at one end, a longer tapering, and a shorter tapering. And now we are going to make it a little bit longer because it's too short for an amulet, but not by much. A little bit longer. I will measure it once I'm done to see about what is the length. And this should be enough. Let me grab my ruler and measure it. So it's 4 inches and 11 centimeters. Okay. Okay. And now I am going, see how I left it a little bit more curved on one side? And now I'm going to start flattening it. And turn it on the other side. Actually, let me me grab a little wax paper to work on. And I will want to make that little shark tooth. I'm not going to make it out of the inside. I'm going to make it out of the mother of pearl because it's very tiny. On va faire les petits dents. For the people who came later, this is the design of the amulet. So you see it has a little, like a shark tooth here, and then one here, and then one here. And it's thicker right at this bend. But because those little teeth are so thin, we are not going to make them out of the inside clay, but out of the veneer. Now slowly. Non, Cécile, aide-moi. J'ai oublié comment on dit. C'est ça. C'est une amulette Maori de la Nouvelle-Zélande. Comme l'amulette que tu vois, comme l'amulette que tu vois dans Moana, le film de Disney. And now what we need to do is to actually thin it out all around. On the inside and on the outside. Oui, le crochet de pêche sera nacré. Mais ces dents sont si fragiles et petits que je vais les faire seulement dans le nacré, pas dans le blanc. So you can go like this and then turn it around. And actually, I can use this too, if you have something like this. Because the inside is the harder to get a proper rounded thin thing. And now we are going to get the mother of pearl. And the X-Acto. And my stupid thing is autofocusing again. No, it's not. I'm trying because it's blanc sur le blanc, c'est un peu difficile. Et vous découpez en laissant assez d'argile pour pouvoir l'envelopper, on va découper deux. Mais on a besoin ici de faire les petits dents. So we need here to make the little teeth, both here and on the top and then on the tip of the hook. And we need to have enough to wrap it all around. So we are going to cut it twice, once on each side. And don't smoosh this because you can use these little pieces for something else. You can even do the torn paper once again. Only problem is that I ran out of souffle, so I have Primo White, and I don't know what's happening with the quality of Primo White lately. It's just so sticky, and it gets soft too much. And now let's cut the other side. Again, it's easier to cut out the extra than to have to add. After this is posted, I will actually put a link to Helene Jeanclaude's tutorial, so you can have it. And at a later date, I will do my own abalone / pawa shell. They are a little bit different because they are two slightly different species of shellfish. The abalone is more silvery and doesn't really have any kind of black, while the pawa has black. And in the New Zealand area, you find pawa. The abalone is more for the American West Coast of the Pacific. Okay. Now let's just put, oops, good job. I was trying to see at the screen because I got myself out of the. Oui. Je crois que c'est Helene Jeanclaude. Donne-moi un moment. Je vais mettre le link dans le chat. Mais le tutoriel n'est pas dans son YouTube. C'est dans son blog. Non, elle a un petit nombre de qui ne sont pas payants. I will post at a later date also my own version of making the mother of pearl, which takes a little bit longer than this one. And of course my image got again. See what I did? I broke this when I was lifting it. I was looking at the monitor and wasn't looking at what I'm doing. I mean, this is okay. I'm actually going to have to cut it, but it's the one on the face that I'm not happy about. Now, when you unite these, the problem you will have will be to make sure that you don't let any of the white underneath show. So you'll have to go and just pull one side over the other. For now, just make sure that it's well to the edges on the shape that you have created. So pinch really good. Do the right click. Appuie le bouton droit et ouvre-le dans une nouvelle tab. Non, c'est seulement du blanc. Ce qu'il y a en dessous, c'est du plein blanc. Seulement pour le mélange, pour le nacre, c'est moitié translucent, moitié pearl blanc. Et encore, tu peux le faire avec seulement du perle, mais l'effet n'est pas si réaliste. In my own way of making it, I actually put more translucent than this. I'm trying to fix this little area where I broke it. Okay, then once you know that and you're sure that it is stuck all around, then you go and you cut. But make sure that you leave the little teeth here, because you're going to do the little teeth out of the mother of pearl thing. And make sure that you don't cut too much inside. I don't have my eyeglasses on, so I will only be able to see that somebody said something. So until I put my glasses back on, I won't be able to answer your questions in chat. I will answer them once I'm done cutting here. Now, if you happen to make a mistake and you cut too close, You can always get a little sliver of the cane and cover that spot up. The only problem is that, of course, you'll have to really smooth it because it will not be smooth. Now remember, here we have another tooth. I will not leave this big, but this is the rough cut for now. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm going to actually grab my scissors. And now you start pinching this. If you don't want to spend a lot of time pinching this area, then you just smooth it out, of course, and you can cover it with tiny slivers of the. And see, I don't know if you can see, but I missed another spot here. Oh, look, I'm almost at the 1 hour. I'm so good. I just want to show you how to cover this up if you don't. See, for me, I have problems pinching because of my hands condition. Ah, j'essaie de parler en français de temps en temps, mais j'ai dit que j'ai des problèmes à pincer parce que j'ai les nerfs dans mes mains sont pas en bonne condition. Alors je coupe et je vais couper des petits morceaux très fins et couvrir My cat got bored. One of them started protesting for attention. And of course, my image froze again. Anybody else has problems with the image freezing? Because I have problems with the image freezing on my own. It's true that I have like 3 different browsers up. Oui, je suis très précise. Okay, it needs a little bit more. But yes, if you want to imitate well, you need to put a little bit of work into it. Seamus, go away. I'm busy. Oui, tu as entendu mon autre chat. C'est pas Connor, c'est Seamus. Ils ont des noms irlandais parce que ils sont roux. Oui, j'ai 2 chats. Un d'eux est toujours à la fin de mes tutos. Ça, c'est le Maine Coon. Et j'ai encore un qui est à poil court. Et j'ai un chien, un whippet. So yes, you want to smooth this really, really nice. So we don't really have to keep you on the live. So there's one more thing that needs to be done, except this part. So let me just move one little portion and show you how to finish it. And then I will finish it offline and bake it and show you the finished result. So I'm going to finish this little portion here. And I will cut very, very, very thin slivers of this cane. Oh, come on. I think it got too hot. And the cane is a little hot. So get just itty bitty slivers and place them, because see, right now it's not that strong, but once you bake it, it will be very noticeable. So vous devrez couvrir cette portion parce que maintenant, on ne peut pas le voir si bien, mais lorsque vous le cuisez, ce blanc en dessous montrera. So, vous devez faire ça tout autour. And make sure that this is very, very, very well smoothed out. Because you don't really want to have to varnish it. It sands very nicely. So you need to end up with something like this. Let me get the close-up. Alors, vous devez avoir ce finissage comme ici. Vous voyez cette petite portion où j'ai mis du nacre. Et vous devez couvrir tout comme ça. One more thing is I'm not going to do all this finish on the live. One more thing that you need to do is a hole here in order to be able to pass a leather. So start first with a small one and make sure, because see here you will bring the finish about here, so you want to leave about 2 millimeters to have enough sturdiness. Here, and get a toothpick very, very gently. And then you will need it a little bit even bigger than this. So you get a bamboo skewer. Unless you have a Kemper cutter. I don't have a Kemper cutter, so I am using these. But if you have a Kemper cutter, use a Kemper cutter. Now, also for the finish, see, if you leave it like this, you'll be able to see the inside, and you don't want to see the inside. On doit le finir. Vous ne voulez pas que le blanc en dedans, qu'on voit le blanc en dedans. So, vous prenez un pinceau et l'autre bout du pinceau, et vous amenez la surface en dedans. Aux deux côtés. Okay, so I will finish this and I will let you finish this all around the way that I showed you. Just smooth it out and then cut tiny slivers from the cane, and then I will bake it and string it and post a short video on how the finished piece looks like. All right. So thank you for being here. Merci d'être ici. Je vais finir la pièce offline et ensuite je vais la cuire et faire une petite vidéo pour vous montrer comme la pièce est finie. Je vous ai montré comment faire le finissage avec des petits minces morceaux de la canne. So, thank you for being here. Merci d'être ici. And I will see you in a little bit. And don't forget to check on the discussions tab. I put the necessary for the next live video. And for the next one, we are actually going to make a goldfish pendant. And I will put up, I don't know, Thursday or Friday, a very small tutorial because you'll have to have the tail already made. And that entails a wire and liquid scalpel or Fimo. Pour la prochaine fois, je mets dans le table de discussion de mon canal en YouTube ce qu'on a besoin. Mais pour la prochaine fois, on va faire un poisson pendentif. Vous savez, les poissons avec de la queue qui est très, très jolie. Et je vais poster une vidéo comment faire la queue en avance. Vous allez avoir besoin de fil d'un acier de la 24 ou 26 gauge. Pas de koi, du goldfish. Et du fimo liquide ou du scalpel liquide. Parce qu'on devra avoir la queue déjà faite, déjà cuite. Et on va créer le poisson sur une petite armature et la queue. Alors, je vous verrai le dimanche prochain. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next Sunday. And of course, I will post this and the necessary for next Sunday. Thank you. Have a great Sunday.